Welcome to The Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a deep dive into what's really the heart of any dedicated radio-controlled model hobbyist's world, your workbench.
Yeah, it's so much more than just a table, isn't it? It's really where the magic happens. Creation, careful repairs, getting that tuning just right.
Exactly.
And this deep dive, it's all about transforming that space, making it a high-performance system using, well, smart ergonomics and that powerful 5S methodology.
Absolutely. And we're not just talking about being comfortable here. This is about optimizing your actual physical health, boosting productivity, and it directly impacts the quality of your work, your craftsmanship.
It really does. It's like upgrading your command center.
Yeah. You know, when I first looked into this, the stats on poor setups were kind of shocking. OSHA says they're a leading cause of musculoskeletal disorders, MSDs. We're talking like 34% of them.
Wow, that's high.
It is. And for you listening, this isn't just some abstract number. It means real back pain, maybe neck stiffness, those repetitive strain injuries that just frankly suck the fun out of the hobby.
And it hits your fine motor control too, right? Leading to those really frustrating moments.
Oh, definitely. Like stripping a tiny hex screw or, dropping an irreplaceable E-clip from some vintage kit you finally tracked down. We've all been there.
Yeah, absolutely. The cornerstone to avoiding that, really, is what we call neutral posture. Think relaxed shoulders, wrists basically straight, elbows bent around 90 degrees.
Okay.
And reach zones are key to making that happen easily. Your primary zone, that's right in front of you. Frequently used tools, cutters, drivers, soldering iron, they live there.
Got it. Close by.
Exactly. Then the secondary zone, maybe a shelf or drawer just nearby for things you use less often. Parts, trays, maybe. And tertiary is for, long-term storage, stuff you rarely need.
So planning where things go minimizes all that awkward twisting and reaching.
Precisely. But here's the kicker. Even that perfect neutral posture isn't great if you hold it too long. That's static loading.
Right. I read about that. So if just sitting right isn't enough, what can you actually do about it?
Great question. Your body just isn't built for staying still forever. The ideal setup actually encourages dynamic movement, changing your posture. The trick is making it easy to switch positions without, interrupting your workflow.
Okay, so how does that translate? When should you sit versus stand?
Well, sitting is usually best for that really fine detail stuff. Precision electronics, micro-soldering, or assembling tiny, fiddly mechanical parts. But standing, that gives you better leverage. Good for tasks like removing a stubborn seized screw, or cleaning a bigger chassis, like an 18-scale buggy.
Right, you can put your body into it more.
Exactly. And honestly, an adjustable height workbench is the gold standard here. Lets you switch instantly. But even if you can't swing that, a high stool is great. It gives you a kind of perched posture at a standing bench. Adds variety.
Good tip. Okay, beyond height, what about the bench itself? Size matters.
It does. Ideally, you want a depth of about 30 to 36 inches.
Yeah.
Gives you room for your project, tools, maybe some electronics, without feeling cluttered right where you work.
And width.
Yeah, aim for maybe 72 to 96 inches if you can.
Yeah.
That gives you that sprawl space for multiple projects or just laying things out.
Okay. And what about RC-specific things?
Oh, definitely. A chemical-resistant pit mat, preferably one with those little recessed compartments. Non-negotiable. Protects the bench surface, sure, but critically, it stops tiny screws or parts from rolling away.
Ah, the parts saver.
Totally. And a rotating RC car stand. Another game changer. Full 360 access without constantly shuffling the car or yourself around.
Okay, so we've got the physical setup dialed in, but a great workspace is more than furniture, right? It's about organization. That brings us to 5S.
Yes. So it's set in order, shine, standardize, sustain. It sounds like just tidying up, but it's way more. It comes from Toyota's production system.
Right, the manufacturing world.
Yeah, and it's a powerful framework for boosting efficiency and just cutting down that frustration of hunting for the right tool or part.
I can see that, especially with vintage models, maybe.
Absolutely critical. When you set an order with clearly labeled hardware bins, for instance, or you sustain the system by just taking 5 or 10 minutes to reset after you work, you're not just organizing.
You're doing what?
You're doing what's called cognitive offload. You're freeing up brain power. Instead of wasting mental energy looking for that M2 screw, you're focused on the creative or technical problem you're trying to solve.
That makes a lot of sense. Freeing up mental bandwidth. Okay, what about lighting? Often overlooked.
Hugely important. You really need a multi-layered approach. Good ambient room light, sure, but also focused task lighting right where you work, maybe even magnification.
And the type of light matters.
Definitely. Look for task lights with a high CRI color rendering index, like 90 plus. That means colors look true, which is vital for matching paint or identifying tiny wires.
Good point.
And aim for a natural daylight color temperature, sort of 5,000 K to 6,500 K.
Rare.
It reduces eye strain and just makes things look clearer.
Okay, one last thing on the physical side, anti-fatigue mats. Worth it if you stand a lot.
Oh, absolutely essential, even with good shoes. They seem simple, but they work by making your leg muscles do tiny, imperceptible adjustments.
Ah.
It promotes blood flow. They call it the muscle pump theory, and it seriously reduces that tired, achy feeling in your legs and back. Keeps you focused longer.
So putting this all together, the perfect RC workbench isn't just a thing you buy. It's more like a system, right? A dynamic, evolving system.
Exactly. It's an intentional mix of ergonomics, smart organization like 5S, and just optimizing the environment with good lighting and support. And, that raises a really important question for everyone listening.
Which is,
how will you adapt your workspace? How will you make it evolve with your passion, ensuring it stays a place where you can create, discover, and really enjoy this hobby for years to come?
that's the real takeaway. Until next time on the deep dive, keep building, keep creating, and definitely keep those eclipses safe.